let's discuss
JuJu on that beat?
Yes, whatever that means. Take it away, Don, with JuJu on that beat.
Dude, I'm cool with playing JuJu. You got to rock him, man.
Well, do you play him on the beat, or what is that?
Play him on any beat, bro.
You're listening to Let's Talk Fantasy Football, where men of fantasy genius have realized, hey guys, we don't need real football skills to dominate on the fantasy field. Yeah. So slap on your pads and grab your helmet. Shit's about to get real.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Let's Talk Fantasy Football. I am your co-host to my other co-host who is currently trying to eat a W. The D-O-N, Don. What is going on, dude?
Don't let Vinny lie to you. Apparently I'm a co-host, but halfway through this, he'll tell you that I'm not really the host and I take over, and it's a whole issue.
Just remember who has the reins, Don. I have the reins. You're like in the back of the carriage or whatever the fuck we're driving. So just stay back there. Let me give you the okay, and you can come up and you can grab the reins, and, you'll sit on my lap like a kid, but I'll still have them, even though you think you're doing most of the work.
I'm allowed to be on the podcast, but at the same time, I'm limited to what I'm actually allowed to say, even though I think I could say whatever I want, but I can't.
Yeah, you definitely can't. You're only allowed to sit in my lap. And I get to do what I say.
I get a reminder message. Vinny texting me while we're on here saying, okay, Don, your time is up. You were limited to 20 seconds a clip.
Hey, that's just for the listeners, man. It's their benefit. The less you talk, the more I talk. It's good for everybody, I would say.
I beg to differ. Leave that on an iTunes review. Tell me who you would prefer.
Yes.
If it's not me, don't review it.
Yes. Vote for me or Don. Who do you love more? Because they definitely love us the same amount normally. But now that we're fighting, we got to pick sides.
I actually don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Can't throw it to a vote. Whatever, man. All I know.
Leave your comments to yourself.
All I know is that we're here to finish these goddamn games for the Week 10 preview. And I'm excited, Don. I think there's better games on this slate. And we probably did a mediocre to okay job on the last one. So let's try and ramp it up for this part 2 podcast.
And double the length.
Oh, yeah. We have to absolutely increase. I think we were under an hour on that bullshit. So
yeah, we might have peaked, but who knows?
Peaked at an hour?
I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. I'm sitting here drinking a craft beer, something that Matt and Walsh don't know what are.
Yeah, let's harp on that for about 10 to 15, and then we'll break into the games.
Feeling a little bit more toasty now.
Yeah, getting into it. We got our groove going. We'll yell about more shit. I think we own a lot more of these guys coming up, too. So let's do that shit. But first, you know what to do. Shout out to BenchBoss, guys. They are still the revolutionary app that allows you to play fantasy football live while watching the game on TV. Predict the plays, the results of the play, and literally play fantasy football. You can sign up for the beta now by going to letstalkfantasyfootball.com/benchboss. And then this shameless self-promotion that we always guarantee here. Let's Talk Fantasy Football on every single thing you can imagine for the podcast. Like and subscribe to us.
Radio? iHeartRadio, dude.
iHeartRadio. That's the newest edition, I believe.
That last time, but
I did. I absolutely did.
I'm sorry.
I know you weren't, you piece of shit. I told you.
Those are my middle initials.
We're on everything. Don, name a medium, and we're on it. The Alexa app? Good idea, Don. We're on that. Go download that. You can download us in the iOS store, the Android store. Everywhere, Don. Everywhere. Spreaker, SoundCloud, while that's still around. All that stuff. Like, subscribe, do the good stuff. Tell Don how much he sucks.
No, only how much you love me. If not, leave the comments at home.
Don't drop shit. Don't leave anything. Just don't even listen. Go away.
All right. You hear that?
Time. Yes.
No, actually, that's good old PBR.
That is not. What the hell is on what is the label?
Matt Walsh. Oh, they changed it up a little bit, dude. They're getting a little. This was the Halloween things, I guess, that they still have out going on.
What the fuck is that? It looks like a piñata.
Listen, man, they're just trying to be a little festive.
I'm just so used to the red, white, and blue. I didn't think they would disgrace it with other
Fucking
colors.
America. Well, if you look at the bottle, the neck, you still got still got the American pride.
The neck is just a tease. You got the selling point is the body, and it's all covered in garbage colors.
I just took a sip, and that's George Washington rushing down my throat.
Saving you from the redcoats.
The Brits, the redcoats. That was some good stuff right there.
Oh, boy. That's some tough shit, Don. That is tough. I can't even follow that, but I guess I'll follow it with addressing that the bye week teams, they're still active from, when we mentioned them on the last podcast. They are still the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Raiders, and the Eagles. As we mentioned before, there's a ton of people out. So you're probably really fucked like 90% of the rest of the fantasy football community. So we are here to navigate through all that trash because we are really good at that stuff. Don especially. You follow his gut, 0 stats. Don't look at anything else.
Analysis.
Or Oceans Deep. You don't know what Don you're going to get. I feel like I'm going to get gut Don this one.
When I throw an actual fact out there, like, oh shit, Don.
You had me stunned at the last podcast. I forget what it was. I was absolutely floored.
You're welcome.
Thanks, man. Stunned me off my feet. It's like falling in love again. All over with you, Don.
I have that effect on people.
Yeah, mostly me. But that's what the Voncast does. That's what it does. All right. Enough of this shit. Let's hop into the games. This one's an interesting one. We got the Vikings at the Redskins, Don.
Yeah, this is a fun game to start with.
Yeah, I like it. So Case Keenum has been really good or really okay, depending on how you look at it. Football-wise, outside of fantasy, he's been awesome. He's been guiding the team, like a team that we thought would be broken after Sam Bradford was done. And to be honest, he is to be official, he is absolutely out for the rest of the season. He had his knee cleaned up by that death doctor who's like working on Andrew Luck. So his knee's all cleaned up now. He's going to get thrown on IR. But Case Keenum will be leading the ship, and his backup, oh my, it's Teddy Bridgewater. Full practice. He is activated and ready to roll, dude. So
Shrek's man.
Yeah, Shrek's boy.
Do you follow LTFF that far back?
I don't think anyone has, but yeah, besides us. So Shrek loves some Teddy Bridgewater. A lot of us do.
You want to know why?
I don't even know what podcast that was to go back to and find that gold.
That's like 3 years ago, man.
Jesus. Yeah, that was the last time Teddy was playing football. But
Shrek was really high on Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, my. Yes. Oh, I do declare he was very high on Mr. Teddy Bridgewater. But very good news for him as a football player. Logging full practice, active. We'll back up Keenum. Do you think the leash is shorter on Keenum, or you think they're just going to – I don't even know. I feel like the leash has to be shorter.
Do you? I don't know. I think it's still very early. I mean, dude, just got cleared from a non-contact injury that was like worse than tearing every CL in your knee. CL in his knee. I think that Case Keenum's leash is not as short as you would say. I think he's been an above-average serviceable quarterback that's done very well with a team that's got a lot of pieces and a good defense and a good coach. So that short yet, I think they really got to work Teddy Bridgewater a whole lot before you start worrying about him taking in that starting play.
All right, that's very fair. I think I'm just getting caught up in the oh my God, Teddy Bridgewater is active hype right now. So I think you're right. Case Keenum has been, very serviceable, very good, especially for the team. This team could have totally fallen apart, but he's held it together. And
he hasn't had Diggs for a lot of weeks too. You got to remember.
Yeah, perfect segue, Don. Diggs should be totally fine now, off the bye and whatnot. Not on the injury report. I'm rolling him out there as you would.
You should. He's very good. It's just probably just frustrated for the point that he's been hurt very early in the season. Then you got bye weeks, and it's tough. So, but Diggs is back. He's a talented receiver, and he needs to be in your lineup.
Yeah. So the matchup for Diggs, and we'll throw in Thielen there too, who I would assume everyone else is playing as well. So play Diggs, play Thielen, but the matchup, again, like they'll probably cycle their turns on Josh Norman and whatnot, and they'll beat up Breeland. They'll work out of the slot as well. So they'll have plenty of time to have a great fantasy relevant day for you against the Skins, because we've seen them get beat up. But Norman is a lockdown when he's on people, but he's not often on the number one, or in this case, even the number two, because Thielen and Diggs both, go in and out of the slot. So
right,
a lot of fantasy points for both of those dudes to go around. Wouldn't play any of the other wide receivers at all. The only other dude I would play, actually, there are two, counting Kyle Rudolph, who I think you got to play going forward, is Jerick McKinnon, who has been awesome.
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon is a play. I agree with that.
Very, very good. I think he's had over 20 points in his last 2 or 3 games, so that is some good shit. Keep riding that high. Latavius Murray, he'll be involved, but a very game script dependent kind of guy. If they were home, I would say it's a better play, but I feel like this will be a more competitive game now that the Vikings are visiting the Skins.
Latavius Murray is still not very good.
Right.
Why Oakland got rid of him. Latavius Murray is not someone I'm still looking at on playing or anything like that just yet.
Yeah, it's kind of died down a little bit. To be fair, he has been nursing like that ankle injury or whatever the fuck he was dealing with. So you don't roll him out, and unless you think it's going to be a super positive game script, you shouldn't play him. And this is probably one where it's going to be close or in the Vikings' favor. So it'll be a little weird. So I wouldn't do it. And then, Don, do you agree with the Kyle Rudolph play? Yeah.
I'm very cool with a Kyle Rudolph play this week.
Certainly worse options. Case Keenum seems to like him a lot, so I would go out
I would
there
play
and
him
play
over
him. And
Jimmy
Redskins. Oh, yes. Nice callback to last podcast. No one needs to listen to that.
Or this one.
Or this one, for that matter. And we're just getting started. So over to the Redskins side, Kirk Cousins draws a tough matchup. I wouldn't exactly be dying to play him. He had an okay game against the Seahawks last week. Just don't see him, putting up some quality numbers against the Vikings D, but they will keep it close. So they'll probably. I just wouldn't do it.
All right, so let's. You're a Kirk Cousins owner. It's Josh McCown. You're playing over him, correct?
100%.
Tyrod Taylor, are you playing over him?
I would, because I like Tyrod, and the floor of Tyrod rules.
Eli Manning, are you playing him?
No.
Over.
Nah.
And Fitzpatrick over Kirk.
No.
Probably your two streamable guys, if you think you want to play them, is McCown or Kirk. McCown or Tyrod. Other than that, I think you're rolling out Kirk out there. So.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's because they don't have a run game, so they throw enough. So there's like those little positives that get you there, but it's.
And you know what, their receivers have been disappointing. You thought Terrell Pryor was going to have a much better year than he's had. You thought Jamison Crowder was going to be much better than he's been. So, you're looking at like Josh Doxson, who I actually like. Josh Doxson. I guess maybe we could segue into Josh Doxson. As like a wide receiver 4 or potential flex play if you have to. I think he has a good chance of touchdown. He's a little touchdown dependent, but he's like him.
Yeah. So he's run away with the job, bar none. Like, absolutely. Terrell Pryor beat him out hard. Didn't even he comes back from injury and beats out Terrell Pryor, who we thought was going to be a god this season, and definitely not. Crowder has been an afterthought, had that one breakout game, and that's it. Doxson is their guy going forward. They're trying to make him their number one past, for the foreseeable future. Like he's going to be their number one. Matt and Walsh touched on that pretty well in the recap, that they have a lot of stock in him, more so than, any of the other guys. Like Pryor's on a 1-year mercenary deal.
Right.
Crowder, he'll be around, but whatever, not a 1. So Doxson going forward should be
the future.
Yeah, the future, big time. But in this matchup, I wouldn't be dying to play him. But like you said, Don, you could do worse because he is their number 1 option, I think.
Yeah.
As far
as a touchdown upside, and that's about it. But temper your expectations.
Yes, he's had those weird games where it's like 1 catch, 15 yards, touchdown. So they use him in weird ways. Hopefully he gets more involved. But I misspoke when I said their number 1 option in the passing game because I believe that will be Jordan Reed or Vernon Davis in this game due to the tough matchup. Reed may play. He's logging limited practice, so that kind of throws a wrench in it if you were hoping to play Davis like I am in our league, actually. So keep an eye on it. It's a 1:00 game, so it's not the worst thing in the world. You can have a backup option. So if Reed is active, do not play Davis. Do not. And if Reed is active, I feel like that's a forced play, and that's why it's shitty to own Jordan Reed as much as it is cool sometimes. So I think if Reed is active, play him. If Reed is inactive, play Davis.
It's perfectly said, Ben.
Yeah, I think that is the way to go. And that does not wrap it up because we didn't touch the goddamn running back for the Skins. Chris Thompson must play. Rob Kelly, fat sack of shit. Does that cover it, Don?
Did I say perfectly said?
I think you did. Is that 2 for 2? Perfectly said?
Or 2 for 1?
Oh, 2 for 1. Wow, that was a long time ago. No one knows what we're talking about.
No one understands that. That's okay. We're drinking beers and reminiscing on high school times, just like when Walsh brought up that I wore a white suit to prom and had a chin strap, but that's okay too.
Love bringing that up every time we can, so love addressing that at all times.
I wasn't a douchebag.
Yeah, no, definitely not. If vapes existed, I'm sure you wouldn't smoke that in high school.
No.
King douchebag.
That's fucked up. I definitely would have done that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who knows?
No, I know. You totally would. You might be doing that right now. Doing it off screen. Blowing that big cloud. Tough guy. Blueberry or cotton candy. Loser.
Dude, some of those flavors are probably really good.
Probably really good. You say like you've had them before.
I choose the Redskins, man.
Cool. I'm gonna take the Vikings, you question dodging tool. And we are moving right the hell on. Steelers at Colts. This probably would have been an amazing game had Andrew Luck been healthy, but much different now.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, the Steelers D is good. So I guess we'll go to Jacoby, Don, first, and the Colts side. You can't play Jacoby even though he's been pretty decent, right? I mean, the Steelers D has been one of the bigger surprises, I think, in the league, and they're shutting people down, and the matchup is very negative, I think, for the Colts, who lack the edge big time.
Yeah, you know what? Even if you roll Jacoby Brissett, I actually respect it. I just don't think it's. I would lean it to that being a 40% good play. I've been streaming quarterbacks in a few leagues because of injury. Last week in the league, and it worked out pretty well. This week, I'm looking to stream someone else. It's a tough defense to go against, so I'm probably still even putting Fitzpatrick over Jacoby Brissett, and then right after, that's where I'm going to put Jacoby Brissett right after Ryan Fitzpatrick. So, wire guys that you can play over Jacoby. Again, Josh McCown, if he's still there, please pick him up and own him. But then you got the Eli Manning, Andy Dalton, Ryan Fitzpatrick before him, and then if you're in a 2 QB league or a very deep 14-team league and people own other QBs, it's going to be horrible, but it's going to be a tough play against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, very well said. You kind of turned me slightly just because you could continually, if you have been rocking Jacoby Brissett and you don't feel like dropping him or figuring something else out, you probably could roll him because he does always have that like quarterback rushing upside for a touchdown. So there's that weird little glimmer of hope there. But, like you said, better matchups out there for quarterbacks, so do that instead. Don, you're a Frank Gore owning ass. What are you doing with him in this game?
I don't play Frank Gore unless I'm in a tough bye week situation. I have Frank Gore, but he's like my fourth. I think he's a steady floor guy, and if you don't have anyone else, you're going to get even standard league scoring, probably 7-8 points, and it's okay. But if you can go elsewhere, please do. He's normally on my bench unless I'm in a really deep bye and injury situation.
Yeah, very well said. Marlon Mack.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm
off the Marlon Mack.
Yeah,
I'm off it.
Me too.
Please pick up Marlon Mack. You know what? It's week 10.
Yeah.
And Marlon Mack, it really isn't stealing that much. Maybe he edges out Frank Gore this week, but then the next week, Frank Gore barely edges him out. So they're putting up the same fantasy relevancy. He's really not that much of a rush to get to, like everyone's saying too.
Yeah, and the problem with Marlon Mack is, it's an underlying issue as like a general theme for the fantasy rest of season kind of deal. We're kind of done with these kind of guys like Marlon Mack right now. It's week 10. You got to move on. There's no more time for stashing. It's way too is Marlon Mack going to be in your flex in the championship? Is he going to be in your flex to clinch a playoff berth? No, I don't think so. And I don't think anybody's going to win their league with Marlon Mack or anything like that. He's got that high ceiling potential and like the worst floor ever. So he's one of those guys that you can probably cut bait with. And there are probably a lot of guys like that. So if you were stashing a guy, very loose on names right now, but Marlon Mack is one of the ones that comes to mind. We just need to kind of stop doing that, and I would not consider him a play either here. So Very well put down. And then T.Y. Hilton, bit of a hot topic in our group chat lately. Walsh was calling for the exodus to trade him away, and I think he was right in some respects. Like, you got to get rid of him because the matchups are bad. This is the first one of his awful end of season stuff. So if you can get rid of T.Y. Hilton, probably do it, because you don't want to throw him out there anymore because the matchups just aren't good. And there's limited time where you want to be throwing him out, because I think he got lucky last week. And his two,
of course,
he's only had a couple big blow up games, and that's why he's staying afloat in the overall rankings. But that's it.
It's a sensitive subject with T.Y.
What happened, Don?
I lost.
Oh, right. Oh my God. He was so touched down, right?
Yeah. It's bad.
Right?
So I think I agree with you. I think you might be able to sell high on him, depending on what league you are. Some people might not really be paying attention to a lot of T.Y. Hilton because of it, because they don't own him, but they see his rank. They see that he just put up a big week. If you can sell him high now, or even decent value, you're right. You're probably looking at a little bit more consistency basis if you're going into a playoff week, or if you're going into like a playoff run to make it. So, and because he's still probably a relatively high ranked wide receiver, and he's had some big weeks. Someone saw him just score a bunch of touchdowns this week, so try sell him high this week.
Yeah, I think you could. I would say sell him for anybody. If you can get some, I think.
I don't know if anybody.
I was trying to think. Sorry, I was trying to brainstorm real quick while you were talking. Matt and Walsh addressed that they would trade for one of the, I think it was Damian Williams from the Dolphins. So that's like the perfect name for who would be acceptable value for T.Y. Hilton. Look good in a trade to someone who's just seeing T.Y. Hilton's name. And you get value. Like, he's probably going to have more points than T.Y. Hilton rest of the season, right?
I think you can get a little bit more than Damian Williams.
So you're trying to, like, really scheme him.
No, I'm not talking about, like, I'm going to trade T.Y. Hilton for, like Mike Evans or something. I'm talking about, like, a top 25 and whatever, or top 20 RB. Damian Williams, I'm not even completely sold on yet. So I think you can definitely get more than T.Y. Hilton. Because they don't even know the clear-cut thing with Kenny and Drake. I think, honestly, I would say no if someone said, I'm going to give you Damian Williams for T.Y. Hilton. Okay. I think that's too low. I think that's just Matt and Walsh really degrading T.Y. Hilton. I think you can get more of that. I think some of you might be in a league where know the value of Damian Williams versus T.Y. Hilton, and I think you can get a lot more for that. So that's my opinion.
Yeah, fair points. Like you guys are totally covering all sides of this argument. Like Matt and Walsh are looking for I want to get him off my team, and then you're looking for I can do a little bit better, but don't get too greedy kind of strategy.
Call somewhat of a fucking bluff on T.Y. Hilton because I think
I agree. I'm just
not
saying.
Like, Christ, let me get him off my fucking team. I'll take it fucking anything.
I was just saying that name that they grabbed out of nowhere seemingly last week on the podcast was like, I was like, oh, that's a perfect starting point for the T.Y. Hilton discussion. Yeah. Like the nice floor base for what you're looking to get. For
maybe value-wise, it looks somewhat relevant, but I mean, most people, to be honest, even probably our main league, you could probably go to one other person in our league and say, hey, I'll give you T.Y. for someone that's more relevant than Damian Williams. We really don't even know too much more about Damian Williams other than 1 week. I think you can get a lot more out of T.Y. Hilton than that, and you can kind of finagle your way out of that.
Yeah, and again, you people know what kind of league you're in, so test your luck as you will with that. So that's pretty much all preference from here. And then the only other guy I want to play is Jack Doyle, Don.
Jack Doyle's cool, man.
Fucking good, man. He's good.
I tried grabbing him in like every league last week, so fucking Kyle grabbed him, and that's another reason why I lost. So
he's a real sack of shit. Kyle's a real sack of shit, but Jack Doyle's pretty good.
None of these listeners knows who Kyle is, but none of you want to meet Kyle. Jack Doyle is a must start every week.
We'll shift it over to the Steelers real quick. Bell must play, no discussion. Antonio Brown must play, no discussion. Let's discuss
JuJu on that beat.
Yes, whatever that means. Take it away, Don, with JuJu on that beat.
Dude, I'm cool with playing JuJu. You got to rock him, man.
Well, do you play him on the beat, or what is that?
Play him on any beat, bro.
That's a good call. He actually just got his license.
I'm a little disappointed you don't even know that reference, but that's cool. Yeah, man, he's been riding that bike and all that. So
what is that reference? Did I miss it?
You're an idiot.
On the beat?
Song, man. It's all right. Whatever.
What is the song? Do you know the song?
Smith-Schuster. I'm gonna hear a lot of shit on our chat in like 2 days. JuJu Smith-Schuster should. I'm cool with him playing him, man. I have him in a league, and I'm playing him my flex, and I'm like excited about him. So,
I think
the spark that they need in Pittsburgh, he's taken over a Martavis Bryant that's really been disappointing, and a morale standpoint and a talent standpoint, they really like him, and he's a guy that you need to play or wide receiver 3. Been very good.
Yeah. In the same way that we talked about Marlon Mack 5 seconds ago, the opposite applies to JuJu Smith. He's been a stash that has paid off. So you're going to play him until further notice for sure. He has supplanted Martavis Bryant big time, even though Martavis Bryant was running with the starters and whatever. You don't have to worry about that. JuJu was even good when, Martavis Bryant was involved in the offense. So it's really not a big deal. I would roll him out there, no question, and keep it rolling. My question to you, Don, Ben Roethlisberger.
Not playing him.
This is a good matchup. He's been awful all season, like really, really bad. I think worse than Blake Bortles fantasy-wise, but do you have the balls to do this?
I'm playing Eli Manning over Ben Roethlisberger.
Ooh, shit. That is a great line. I don't know what I would do. I almost lean Ben here. Almost.
Nope, I'm playing Eli against San Francisco.
That's tough, man. I just like what JuJu's doing. I think Brown's going to have a huge game.
Pieces are there. Ben is not.
Yeah, but he could.
Anyone could.
Do you think Eli is any safer, though?
San Francisco, with a healthy Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram playing well. Yeah.
I would take the guy passing the ball to Antonio Brown and JuJu right now over Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard, though. If that makes sense.
Then you're taking Ben Roethlisberger over Eli. I mean,
I am. I'm slowly trying to talk myself into yelling at you that's the wrong pick.
I'm not here to convince you otherwise. We're quote unquote co-hosts.
We are co-hosts, Don. Jesus Christ, man.
This is like a 75-25 deal.
Oh, it is. It is. I mean, you're the RB2. I'm the RB1. I got to get my carries.
No. Overall number 1.
Maybe in the fans' hearts, but not right now.
D-O-N.
I love the DON. So, all right, I guess that boils it down to pick 'em. And I'm going to go with the Steelers on the road getting the win.
I'm going to go with Indy.
Did you just take Indy? No way. I respect you.
Thanks, man.
Not sure about that at all. But good pick, Don, I guess. Whatever. I'll just keep leading the pick. I'll keep leading the Pick'em league.
Wow, you took the lead for 1 week, bro. I've been in that lead all year.
I took the lead.
I'm coming back. You were up by like 10 points. I'm pretty sure that's because I didn't fill out a whole week.
Whatever Zippy Matcha Loops, whatever your stupid username is on there. Idiot who uses his password as his username.
Yeah, long story on that one.
Not really long. I just summed it up. Stupid.
Texans, Rams, man. Let's talk about them.
Yeah. You know what, Don? Why don't you take it away, Mr. Number One?
Texans, Rams, man. Deshaun Watson. I mean, that kills you, right?
Man, what a loss.
I mean, listen, we got a LA Rams that's been amazingly really good. We've been hitting quarterback thresholds here. First, I want to hear what you think about Jared Goff, dude.
Oh, I fucking love him, dude. He's been absolutely on fire. Shredded the Giants, who I don't care if like the rumor is like the Giants quit or whatever. They got embarrassed either way. And Jared Goff has been absolutely shredding pretty much every week. He's been very good. You know, Sean McVay has absolutely mastered whatever Jared Goff's potential is, definitely realized right now. So I think you're rolling Goff rest of season, almost matchup proof. He's on the Wentz level. He's on the Alex Smith level. He might not be up there in terms of fantasy points right now, but like, dude, that offense is humming right now.
I forgot how much you like Jared Goff. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's probably the best call I had all season in the offseason.
That was inadvertently a best call ever.
Very much so. I don't even know. I feel bad taking credit for myself, like saying that because it wasn't
that bad. You were just like, whoa, dude, like don't beat up on him. Like he's not that bad.
Right?
I didn't think you were expecting like Rams being one of the best offenses in the league.
Dude, no way. If anybody called that, they're the king of the universe, and probably actually only Sean McVay called that. I don't know if even fucking Jared Goff would have thought he'd be this good after last year and what Jeff Fisher has done to his poor little mind, but. They've totally fixed this, righted the ship. They're awesome. They might be.
It's like remember the Jeremy Lin YouTube thing with holy shit. That's like Jared Goff throwing it like a touchdown.
Zero confidence, but hitting like the buzzer beater win walk off. Like that is.
But like 9 weeks in a row, like holy shit,
dude. And to be honest, the Rams are like possibly the number 2 team in the NFL, right behind the Eagles, which everybody predicted. So that's no big deal. But they were like a couple of Cooper Kupp drops away from having like 2 more wins. So they are right up there with the best in the NFL, and their offense is crazy. And they're Don, I know. Yeah, this was funny. You dropped Sammy Watkins in our league. I picked him up.
Oh, dude, whatever.
I thought it was funny.
Touchdown, it wasn't. I mean, it really didn't bother me because, like, if he had a really good game with like a lot of targets and receptions, like if it wasn't for that bomb TD, like he was again fantasy irrelevant. You got very lucky on that.
I was trying to throw it in your face in a funny way, but you just totally ruined it with realism because, dude, yeah, he only got 2 targets. One of them just happened to be that amazing 67-yard bomb. But I'm in the camp of don't sit him. I think you roll out Watkins, Woods, Kupp. I think you roll out all 3. I think the offense is good enough where they're worth that flex or third or second wide receiver spot.
Only okay with Robert Woods
because the targets.
I think the targets are there for Robert Woods. Robert Woods is having a very good year. That's his main receiver. Was nothing without those or 2 targets. So I think the only safe bet is Robert Woods. If you have to do Sammy Watkins, I think that's fine. I just would probably go against that. Hence why I dropped him.
Yeah, very fair. You don't want to even play that game, but now I'm playing that game, baby. So let's roll him out there. And then are you cool with Cup? Because I think he gets a lot of red zone opportunities, which is odd for his skill position, but that's seems to be what's going on right now.
I think that's fine. I think he gets a fair share of targets where that's safe. Again, the only one that I feel good about playing in my lineup is Robert Woods at this point, though.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. And he had an amazing game. A couple lucky plays, even on his side. I know we said the Sammy Watkins thing was lucky, but that 3rd and 3 screen, or 3rd and 33 screen, was pretty wild in itself. So that's why I'm saying like the whole offense could boom or bust at any time. So
other than my man Todd Gurley, dude.
Yes, Todd
that
Gurley.
Gatorade commercial, man. I told you guys.
You're totally right, Don. Totally right. He was
just needed extra electrolytes in his life, man.
That's all he needed, man. And now he's right back up there with the upper echelon of running backs.
Being a beast.
He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible.
Gracious. Yes, he's very good.
He's using for everything. Oh, yeah, I think so. Roll him the hell out there. I think the Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett stuff is kind of done for a little bit until they have a nicer matchup than the Texans. Because, they got the Giants last week and they both did well.
Yeah.
That would be the way to do that. On the Texan side, Tom Savage sucks, but
he's not good.
He got it done for DeAndre Hopkins owners, and I think those are the people that cared most.
I mean, listen, if you're a Will Fuller owner, it sucks, and he's probably not someone that I'm trying to start for the next few weeks unless Tom Savage starts throwing to him a lot. Yeah. Tom Savage is still, unlike Brock Osweiler, like I was pumped when I had DeAndre Hopkins last year because at least Savage was trying to get to Hopkins. So does DeAndre Hopkins' value go down? Yes. But Savage is not afraid to throw to him. So that's the upside there with DeAndre.
Yeah, I kind of drop Hopkins to the Larry Fitzgerald level where he's a good talent. He's a great wide receiver.
Which is still startable, though.
Exactly. And he's still getting the targets, so that'll keep him afloat no matter what. And you would feel awful if you played somebody else over him. So definitely throw him out there no matter what. Don't worry too much about that shit because the positives are still there. Lamar Miller must play, I think, going forward. He's a low end RB2 or solid. I was thinking
RB2.
running back 1 in this horrible landscape. He's been, pretty good.
He's been very RB2 value. Yeah. I think he's an RB2, so he's playing.
You're probably more right than I am. And CJ Fedorowicz gets activated from IR after doing the concussion protocol and all that nonsense.
You played Jermaine Gresham.
Yeah, I'd probably lean him because then it's going to be like the Ryan Griffin Fedorowicz split. So yeah, Gresham finally wins one and gets my vote here too.
Old man.
There you go. He's better than CJ Fedorowicz, who's been on IR for like 8 weeks. So there's my win, baby. I'm going to go with the Rams here.
I'm going hot hand Rams, man.
Oh, yeah. Hotter than hot. They're fantastic. And,
what's hotter than not?
Well, this game is hotter than not. Giants at 49ers.
Catch up with some video games during this one here.
There is a lot to talk about, Don. And actually, all we've been talking about is Eli Manning. Been talking about Eli like this, even last podcast and this entire one. Both
Eli this matchup.
Yeah, like he's definitely on the radar, but
the 49ers are bad, dude.
I know they're bad. I know they're really bad.
Evan Ingram's good.
You know who's fucking bad though? The Giants, dude. They're a shit team.
Collectively as a team, they are piss poor, man. But Evan Ingram's good.
Yes, he is very good. And he is a play. Absolutely.
And Sterling Shepard is healthy, and he's going to step up. And you got 2 good receivers. You got Lewis that's in there that's going to give you I wouldn't play him fantasy-wise, but for Eli Manning-wise and Tavares King, I think that's enough streamer, and I'm okay with Eli Manning for like the first time probably ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough to get it done against the 49ers, and that's really the only thing helping them here.
That's why I'm saying it. I mean, I probably would never tell you that ever again.
Even Evan Ingram in himself might be enough because I think he'll, get his normal 8 to 10 targets, probably his regular touchdown. Like you said, Sterling Shepard, definitely a play until further notice. Like he'll get the volume, and that's really all that matters. Mm-hmm. So, in a plus matchup, that's just good for you. And then
the test for Sterling Shepard in this is if Sterling Shepard doesn't have a good game, then not to play him anymore.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see how the Giants do traveling out west to play a team that's like so desperate for a win. I think they could like get trap gamed in a game where the Giants are just, not ready for it. Their team is totally in disarray. We've been talking about Eli Manning a lot, but like there's been so many rumors.
It might be like the best game since the San Francisco 49ers LA Rams in the beginning of the year. It could be like a high-scoring, crazy game.
You think it's going to be two teams desperately fighting?
Right.
Oh, see.
But I think it's still a good matchup for Eli.
Yes. The only thing is I think the Giants are –
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying the Giants will win 100%. Right. Who knows? Because they're disastrous. They're more disastrous than 49ers because 49ers, at least their organization –
has their shit together.
Is cool with each other. Giants, they had, 2 players just anonymously say that they fucking hate the head coach.
And like they're talking shit about – like we talked about Eli as a streamer, but to be honest, there have been rumors of benching him for Geno.
They're not benching him against the 49ers.
I know they're not, but there have been like the rumors are almost enough where it's like
McAdoo's being a cock because
I know he
has no power left, and that's him saying, "Well, I'm going to just sit my 13-year starter."
See, he's already tried the power moves in benching Eli Apple and Janoris Jenkins, and those have given them 2 delicious losses. So they are just terrible. He's throwing his power in the wrong spots. So I agree with you that he shouldn't touch the Eli Manning situation. Like, God damn, he's been there forever. And I don't like the Giants at all.
He won't.
Yeah.
Eli's fine. And he's a good play.
He better not fucking dare because, yes, like you said, he is a good play. So you can throw him out there if you want. We've talked constantly about the better plays and the worst plays. So Eli Manning is probably the line this week for us where you're almost passing the almost, oh my God, I almost fucked up thing. So play Eli. Don, I want to talk to you about Darkwa, who I kind of like. He was on his way to a great game against the Rams until the second half hit, and they were down by like 30, and they couldn't get it done. In a game with the 49ers where you got to imagine they'll have at least the upper hand in a matchup standpoint, it's good for Darkwa, right?
In your defense, I think Darkwa would be it. So with McAdoo saying – even our quarterback can be sit and everything else, I think this would be a time where they would unleash a lot more running plays against the 49ers defense that's not very good. Right. And Orleans Darkwa, that's shown flashes of being a good runner. So I think this is also a good play for Darkwa. And if you have him and you're in the bye week situation, Darkwa is not a bad play.
Yeah, I think the touches have been there and that like for a couple weeks now. So I think that's enough to finally say, oh my God, I got to play Darkwa finally, because maybe another stash that kind of paid off for you because you kind of didn't want to play him and you kind of still don't, but the evidence is there. He's averaging almost around the 16 touches. So in a plus matchup, that's something you can bank on, I think, in this one. So I like it. We did see a lot of Wayne Gallman and Shane Vereen in the second half. I don't think the game gets away from him like that. So I wouldn't worry about either of those dudes. Darkwa's the guy for me. And like we said, Evan Ingram is definitely a play. We can switch over to the 49ers. Don, before the podcast, I was pretty sure that CJ Beathard would be their quarterback, but I just saw on my TV that Jimmy Garoppolo has a chance to play Week 10 according to Kyle Shanahan.
I love that, dude. In the A-team league that you were sarcastically beating me up on, or sarcastically on my side for, I scooped up Jimmy Garoppolo because I was like, dude, my quarterbacks suck. So let me just get Garoppolo. So that would be sweet, and I would start him for the fuck of it because I'm 1-8.
I agree with that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Glory play it to death, Don. Fuck it.
CJ Beathard can't be good just for the fact of his name. So they traded for him. Why not? I wouldn't doubt if they actually started Jimmy Garoppolo against the bad and very dysfunctional Giants.
Yeah, it would be funny if Garoppolo got the start and they just beat the shit out of the Giants.
Bad team. Why not throw him there?
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be awesome. And then we have for the running game here, Carlos Hyde also got in a fight, got ejected. He's not suspended as well, so he's part of the age. Yeah, it was the less intense fight. If we're I think the best suspended guy last week was definitely
AJ Green's fight is the best fight we've seen.
AJ Green,
Andre Johnson.
Oh yes, Cortland Finnegan, Andre Johnson, 2010 was remarkable. That was a pay-per-view fight. And then we had AJ Green kind of try and top that, but didn't quite do it.
AJ Green probably threw more punches, but the helmets were on.
Yeah, the helmet was dude.
But that's easily the best one.
The best part of the Andre Johnson one was, dude, he got his helmet off and he rocked him in the face twice, and it was
Finnegan
glorious.
Went home and said, "My God, thank I had pads on because Andre Johnson would have ruined my life."
Andre Johnson fucked up his eye for like a year and a half. It's the greatest thing ever.
The beast, yeah, he beasted him.
And it's funny. When the AJ Green thing happened, I didn't talk about this last podcast. I probably should have done it then. It reminded me just of Andre Johnson, the same kind of dude, carries himself the same, underappreciated on a shit team, and lost his cool in a beat-ass cornerback matchup with a dude.
Destroyed him.
And destroyed the guy who was talking shit. So
yeah, Finnegan's nowhere near the level of
no. Jalen
Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey seems like a cool guy. He's very good, way better than Finnegan.
Jalen Ramsey's an asshole.
But I think he's
very good. Cortland Finnegan's an asshole, not good at all.
He's okay. Yeah, he's like an okay dude. So yeah, what the fuck were we talking about? Hyde?
Yeah, Hyde. So either way, dude. I mean, this is the guy that I said going into the season. This is a guy that I wish I owned at some point, and I don't in any leagues. And depending on your scoring, but he's top 7 to top 10 running backs.
When active and healthy, he's great.
He's good. Dude. He's a good running back.
He's a good running back. It's just it's got to hit, and I think if he's in the 49ers plans, I hope they sign him because I think if they have Garoppolo, Garcon, and Hyde, they could be not a powerhouse team, but build something around that for sure. So I like that for the future. Definitely play Hyde if he's active against the Giants. Should be fine. Matt Breida definitely out of any kind of conversation. He's among the Maryland Mack kind of deal we were talking about before. Just get rid of him, man. Pick someone else up that can help you this week. Speaking of
for a while.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Speaking of guys that can help you this week, Marquise Goodwin, Aldrick Robinson, they fill in while Garcon is out.
I'm okay with Goodwin.
Which guy do you like, Don? Keep in mind, Janoris Jenkins will be back with Eli Apple and company. So I'm
not playing either, but I like Goodwin.
Yeah,
but I'm not playing any. The only player I'm playing is Carlos Hyde. For San Francisco side.
Don, what about Garrett Selleck?
It's not horrible. I might play Gary Selleck over Jermaine Gresham.
Oh, yes, you have to. 100%. Giants have allowed a touchdown.
Not good against tight end, yes. Giants are not good against tight end.
Every goddamn game, it's a touchdown. Kittle is out with the leg injury. For sure, Garrett Selleck is the dude.
All right, so Tyler Kroft or Garrett Selleck?
Garrett Selleck.
There you go.
Absolutely. He's got to be up there, top 5, stream, tight end, no matter what. He's playing the Giants. It's a big deal. So
spin the wheel on Garrett Selleck this week. That's the only one I'm cool with receiving-wise.
Do it big time for Garrett Selleck. And that's it for this matchup, Don. Who do you got?
Oh, Giants are dysfunctional. I'm going San Francisco.
I was going to take let's sweep it, dude. 49ers, man. First win. Let's go.
Very cool with that.
Hell yeah. So with the 49ers' first win that we have predicted and will definitely be true, we're going to take a quick break here from Bench Boss and hop into the last 3 games, and then we'll be done for the Week 10 preview. So here you guys go.
This year, dominate your friends with free play-by-play fantasy football from BenchBoss. BenchBoss is the first play-by-play fantasy football game where you must think like the players and coaches on the field as you predict the outcome of every play. Earn rewards as you compete against friends and fans across the country. BenchBoss is currently recruiting beta testers, and we need you. Visit benchboss.tv to learn more and sign up today.
And we are back. That was Bench Boss, ladies and gentlemen. Go check them out. Download the beta. It's going to be awesome. So much fun. And we are going to finish out the last 3 games. We have a nice 4:30 game for you here. I think this one could be a cool shootout. Cowboys at Falcons. Don, this one should rule, right? Like, it has all the makings to be something good. Falcons are trying not to, tank the season. Cowboys are trying to fucking sustain in the NFC East with the Eagles pulling away from it hard. So I think this has the makings of 2 desperate teams that could just go all out, and I think this will be a very fun game.
Yeah, it'll be very disappointing for you if this game is not entertaining.
Very well said, because it could be bad. Who knows? I think a lot of that hinges on the Zeke news, which is fucking whatever. We're recording this Wednesday, but the news will probably come out Thursday or not. Who the fuck knows? What I'm going to say is I'm sick of giving a shit about this, and he's probably going to play no matter what, because even if they suspend him again, he'll appeal. And apparently you don't get limits on that. So fucking whatever. He's going to play. Zeke, if he goes, you play him. Whatever, dude. It's just that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I'm. It's frustrating. I mean, I'm not a Zeke owner at all. I stayed away from it. I'm more of the low risk guy, which hurts sometimes. But I wasn't on that. But it worked out for a lot of those owners. But I mean, at some point, if he does get suspended, that does hurt. With it being the back end of the season at this point, I hope that you guys did get Alfred Morris in somewhat of a trade or pick up on a waiver. Who knows? But play him. If not, Alfred Morris is your guy.
Yeah, well said. I will say, if I really hope with the amount of shit that Zeke owners have gotten away with, I hope he gets suspended for the fantasy playoffs, and that'll just be the most delicious thing that could ever happen.
I would say the only thing that pisses me off is the Zeke owners are like, I was so smart by adding
you were so stupid. You were dumb. You were stupid.
You were a risk taker.
Yeah.
Good for you that it worked out, but you got the second half of the season. He still hasn't been suspended, and it's like, what, a 6-game suspension?
Yes.
You should be shitting your pants.
Yes. Dude, and now they're very cocky, so it would it'd be the best because they've escaped so many, but honestly, it's in their favor
eventually,
now.
If
the NFL is
Brady
incompetent, man.
If Tom Brady can eventually be suspended, Zeke will eventually be suspended.
Yeah, it just might not be this season, which is, worrisome.
Absurd.
I know. We have our last shot.
Season. This is ridiculous. Either way, listen, good for you if you have him and he's playing. Play him. Hopefully, if you do own him, you do have Alfred Morris on the bench.
I hope they don't. I hope they have nobody.
Or hopefully you don't.
Yeah, you losers.
I mean, Alfred Morris is a good play if he's starting, because I think Alfred Morris would be a starter in half the other teams in the league. So,
agreed. He would be the play if Zeke is somehow miraculously suspended, but obviously that probably won't happen. Dak Prescott must play every week.
He's a must play. He's very good.
Yep. And then with the wide receivers here, we got a little banged up situation. So Dez is not practicing with his they boiled it down to a bruised knee, which is, odd, but that is what it is. He's not practicing. So I would be.
Doesn't he have an ankle injury too? Like, isn't it like 2 things? His knee and his ankle?
They had it listed as knee and ankle, but the most clarity I got on it was he has a bruised knee. So I think it might just be, some kind of compound thing, but they're treating the knee, I guess, the most. I don't fucking know how that shit works, but that's how it was listed. So I would be shocked if Dez doesn't go. He's a tough dude, but if he doesn't, Terrence Williams, who is also banged up in the game but is not on the injury report now, would probably be the biggest benefactor, surprisingly, he had a good game.
Yeah, but it's the MO of T. Will, man. Well, one good game a year when Des Bryant's not around.
Yeah. So if Des isn't around, he could have a good game here. Definitely against the Falcons.
I would still play Cole Beasley over T. Will.
Well, all right, let's get to Cole Beasley because I do think he sees an uptick in production, but with Beasley, man, you're not getting targets, you're not getting yardage, and you're banking on touchdowns. So even with the uptick a little bit with Dez out, like, dude, it's not enough for me to be willing to play him.
I'm not playing T. Will. I'm not about it. I would go Cole Beasley over T. Will still.
You want to bet?
Sure.
Ooh, all right.
Let's 12-pack it.
Yeah. Have we done a 6-pack bet?
No, we're going to 12-pack it.
A 12-pack it? Jesus, Don. What do you man. If I was Rodgers, I wouldn't be able to take that.
Oh, my God. I can't afford 12-packs.
They have to go.
For the line for my Coronas.
Yeah. You know, it'd be funny if Rodgers bought the 6-pack cans of Corona instead of, just getting the normal 12-pack or 24, like a normal person.
I kind of believe it. That already bought a 12-pack of the Nips, like the little 8-ounce bottles.
Jesus.
I see it more now that we talk about it. I think he probably bought the 12-pack Nips.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, probably. At least those are glass, though.
I'd rather buy the whole line. He bought a half.
Ooh. Wrapped it in plastic wrap. Yeah. Thank you.
Can you saran wrap? Can you saran wrap my half line because I only have a quarter left? I don't have the 50 cents for the full line.
Anyway, all right. The bet is on, Don. More fantasy points. I guess our league scoring, which is half PPR. Terrence Williams has a better game than Cole Beasley.
I'm 12-packing that.
12-pack it up. And then totally forgot about the unsung hero who could definitely outdo Terrence Williams and Cole Beasley, probably combined. Christ Butler.
That's cool, man. I like that. I like Bryce Butler, man. I
do too.
Ever since you and Walsh were like, Bryce Butler's man, I was like, yeah, he actually is the man. So that'd be cool. I won't put a 12-pack on him, but.
Neither will I, and you shouldn't play him. But just keep an eye because he'll probably do something cool if Dez is inactive.
He might be slotted for a very big play, but.
Yes, that would be it, which is, the downfall and cool thing about Bryce Butler. And then Jason Witten, man, he's just he's a hot and cold play. I'd rather play Charles Clay off the knee injury, I think.
Would you play Jermaine Gresham?
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I would.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, because I've seen, Witten put up the duds and, Gresham always puts up a dud. So if he gets that, whatever, man. But if Witten puts up a dud, I'll be upset. Yeah, he's consistently dudding. So I'd rather go with the stupid upside of a dumb touchdown based off some dumb chemistry that I noticed between Stanton and Gresham over a future Hall of Famer in Jason Witten. So, I know what I'm talking about.
So basically that means, guys, we're talking about Jermaine Gresham and Jason Witten. If you can sit Jason Witten, please do it.
Yeah, any way possible. I'd probably want to avoid it. Even if Dez is out. Last week, Dez was, leaving in and out. Terrence Williams was banged up, and Witten had one catch for 5 yards. Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shifted over to the Falcons side. I think Matt Ryan's a great play/stream, depending on if he was dropped in your league. I bet a lot of people hung on to him. So I think this is a week where you play Matt Ryan.
I think in our main league, Matt Ryan is available, which I was surprised about. Yeah, I think that was the one guy that we didn't talk about in our streamers, and we've had a handful of guys.
I doubt he's a real streamer for many leagues.
I'm cool with playing Matt Ryan. I think this would be a good week to play Matt Ryan. This is a must-win for Atlanta Falcons against an NFC team. So maybe Julio Jones won't drop a ball this time.
Yeah, they're so frustrating, man. They have the best offensive pieces, among the best for sure, on the offensive side, and Dude, was Kyle Shanahan that big of a piece? Like, I guess so. Like, the evidence is definitely pointing that way. But holy shit, like, get it together. It's not that hard, right?
Yeah, they need to get it together.
Absolutely. Speaking of their pieces, let's do the running backs first. Devonta Freeman, dealing with a knee and shoulder issue, has been going in and out of games the last 2 weeks. You know, just taking breathers and just making sure he's cool, and it has given way to work for Tevin Coleman. Don, how are you figuring out this situation with the Falcons running backs? I still think Freeman's like a must play, and then Tevin Coleman's on like the flex side still.
I agree, because I guess we're going name wise at this point, but yeah, I still agree. To not make you feel good about it, I guess he ranks 22nd in touches among all running backs, and 13.5 touches per game. So that's kind of leaning. Yeah, I'm still playing Devonta Freeman. I think this is a big game to play him. Dallas Cowboys, they play tough, but their defense still isn't overwhelmingly good at all. So I'm still playing Devonta Freeman. I think you're actually safe to sit Tevin Coleman. I think unless you're touchdown dependent on him. I mean, he's had more than 10 touches in only 2 games. So, and he's not really exceeding too many receptions either. So I think you're actually safe to sit Tevin Coleman. I think Devonta Freeman is a low RB2 to play. So I think you can actually safely sit Tevin Coleman.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. He's a desperation flex throw up for me because, you know, Freeman and Coleman split as it is, but, you know, they always lean on Freeman to start the game, and they will, you know, continually feed him throughout it. And then Tevin Coleman's the guy that's just like the change of pace guy, and we're trying to crown him as somebody that could, you know, win you a week, and that might happen, but it hasn't happened this year yet, and really isn't breaking any big plays with the offense messed up. So his value takes a huge hit, and at least Freeman has the upside of getting the ball and the opportunities. So that is there for him. Julio Jones, such a disappointment this season, along with the rest of the Falcons.
That drop pass was like,
he had 2 bad drops, and
yeah, it was disgraceful.
The one you're talking about was the worst. I could have caught that, I want to say, but probably not. I feel bad, man. That was almost a game clincher.
You need to catch that ball, dude. You are the best in the league.
Yeah.
You are the best in the league. You catch that ball.
I'd like to see Jalen Ramsey talk shit to Julio and see if he'll choke him out.
Amazing. He might be in like my top favorite player of like the past few weeks.
Yeah, he's definitely cool, but
no, he's an asshole.
He's cool though. Like, you keep saying that you love him, and then you won't say he's cool. He's a cool.
I love that he's an asshole. Yeah, it's great.
All right, you love that he's a dick. All right,
he's the heel of the NFL, and I love it.
He's a massive heel.
Yeah,
and he got one of the biggest faces in the NFL in AJ Green to turn on him.
Right.
Huge heel. That's right. Good point, Don.
You're welcome. You're welcome
man.
For a wrestling term.
Yeah.
Man. I'm going to throw something out there. I think you want to hear. We're talking about Julio Jones. I think the safest play is Mohamed Sanu.
I absolutely agree with you. You'll get no argument from me. He's gotten same amount of targets and has been producing not more, because Julio still had like the floor, and maybe the yardage isn't there for Sanu week to week like it is for Julio, but the touchdown upside is by far way higher than Julio's, which is unbelievable.
He'll catch the passes in the end zone.
Yeah. Yes, he will, Don. He will catch his targets, and they might just happen to be in the end zone, which they will not do for Julio.
I think Sanu's a play this week. I think you have to play him.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Cowboys are pretty weak against the pass, so I think Julio should have a great game. Please, God, catch touchdowns. And then Sanu is definitely a must play. And the rest of the guys are out, of course, Hardy and Gabriel, whatever. Hooper, nah, ship has sailed. Kind of done with playing that game. So pick him, Don. I'll let you go first. You have the honors.
Ugh, I don't want to do this, but I'm going Cowboys.
Okay, I'm going to take the Falcons at home in the upset.
I like that.
Yeah, I think they're hopefully get their shit together, man.
We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be good for everybody. Take it over to the Sunday night game. Patriots are visiting the Broncos at Mile High. Man,
we would have thought this is a tough game.
I know. So, man, the Broncos defense, dude, they're still like leading the league against everything, but they've been getting their asses kicked the last couple of weeks. So I think the stats are just kind of catching back up to where they really are.
Skewed.
So yeah. So Patriots probably should shred them, right? Like there's little evidence to decide that they wouldn't, especially against
if we're
the best
talking
quarterback ever.
Of the past 4 weeks, yeah. Patriots should beat them. This is tough. I mean, who knows? I mean, Denver has the talent. Other than their quarterback situation, other than that, they really should be back to regular Denver. I mean, their defense is the same. I don't know, but I guess this comes back to rolling out your guys for the Patriots. I think that means Brady's safe, obviously. Gronk is. Chris Hogan is doubtful, right?
Yeah, he won't be playing. He's missing practice, and he's apparently still in a sling, and was predicted to miss a couple weeks, and this falls into that. Prediction.
Hogan out, which means Brandon Cooks is a definite. Sit Danny Amendola because he's been very underwhelming.
I will say one thing on Danny Amendola is that his value hinges on the health of the other guys, and since Hogan is out, Amendola will be in, primarily working out of the slot. And the Broncos, we're talking shit about them, but dude, they still have great corners, and they could work Amendola over the slot, but that is a ballsy, tough play in a Sunday night game where you probably have to sit a couple guys who have better matchups in the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clocks.
Amendola in PPR leagues, and I'm sitting him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do too. It's just, it could work out, but, he's on the lower end of the snap share count, and it would really only go up thanks to the Hogan injury. So, you're going to be waiting till Sunday anyway, and Sunday night, and it's a tough one. I agree, Don. You're making it easier. I'm just trying to talk myself into it, so you're totally right. He's probably a safe sit.
I think James White is a safe RB3.
Low 2. PPR.
James White's playable.
Yes, for sure. Probably the only guy I would want to play, to be honest. He's not for me. Standard PPR, I really don't even know how to gauge him. He leans one way or the other, and I think just James White is just so much more of a better play for sure.
He's a very safer play.
Absolutely.
So we'll go with just James White on running back wise then.
I agree.
Cool, man.
Yeah,
I agree with what about Denver side, man? Brick Osweiler, you're gonna say no, right?
No.
I actually hope they go back to Simeon after that bullshit.
There's a chance that Paxton Lynch could play.
Ugh. I mean, I like Paxton Lynch over. I think Brock Osweiler should not even be in the CFL. Get him the fuck out of the NFL. I hate looking at him. I don't ever want to see him in the NFL ever again. I do not like Brock Osweiler at all.
I know that you feel that way. And it was funny because you were talking a lot of shit about him last week. And in the back of my brain, I was like, you know what? I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how he would do coming back to the Broncos. Horrible. And he was so bad. Thank God I didn't vocalize that at all, because there was this little piece of me you know what? Maybe he'll just be
He's bad, dude. He cannot trust anything over a 6-yard passing play.
So, yeah, he just got completely exposed as a mediocre quarterback, kind of how Simeon.
He's not mediocre. He's bad.
Yeah, right. But how
I like Simeon way better than him.
Well, what I'm trying to say is the Broncos got away with great defense, a solid run game, and then they, had game managers, and they shined at times, and they looked better than they were.
Are you talking about basically how they won a Super Bowl?
No, that was with Peyton Manning.
Well, and Brock
God
Osweiler.
damn, no. I
And
mean,
Brock
Peyton
Osweiler.
wasn't.
I thought that's what you mean by that's why they want to play him again.
Well, yes, that's exactly why. But he it's just they got so exposed to what they were trying to pull, and they were just opposing teams are just like, fuck this, we'll shut it down. And it's worked so well, and they got away with it for the first couple games of this year, and now we've seen them get shut down after their bye, which is unreal. They have just not even looked close to what they were. Let's bring it over to the running back situation. CJ Anderson limited with the knee. The matchup's good, but I wouldn't play him.
No, they're already talking about Devontae Booker, Jamal Charles.
Bad
too. I'm not playing CJ Anderson.
Yeah. It sucks because the matchup is so cool. I think probably the best upside play is Booker because they'll be down and they'll have to play catch up against the Patriots here. So he's probably the best chance you have. Pass catchers, Demaryius Thomas. He's not practicing with a hammy. Sanders was mediocre on his return. He's also limited right now. I think they're still in that category, though, where you got to play them if they're both active.
I'm cool with DT. I don't know about Emmanuel Sanders.
You got to be cool with Manny if you're cool with DT.
I guess so. Yeah, it's going to suck, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I agree. AJ Derby, no fucking thanks. Rather not. Pickett, Don. Who you got?
Patriots.
Me too. Let's wrap this up. Finally, the Voncast is concluding, running it down. Monday night game, Dolphins at Panthers. Your personal hero, Jay Cutler, coming to town against the Panthers. He should sling for another 3 touchdowns, right?
Shut the fuck up, dude.
He was good, though, last week. Yeah, me and Walsh finally called a good Cutler stream, and it worked. Pretty proud. It worked.
I'm not streaming him for against Panthers.
Don is trying not to yell. He's gonna pop a fucking blood vessel in his eye. Anyway, yeah, don't play Cutler again. Visiting the Panthers, so don't fucking do that. What do you do with? I think. All right, so you got Damian Williams and Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake's definitely their rushing first down back. Damian Williams factored way more into the pass. In a game where they're probably going to be down, I lean Damian Williams pretty hard here.
I lean Damian Williams too. I think this is a good. This defense tough though, but this gives you a little bit better of a gauge of what they're going to do with their running backs, especially with Jay Ajayi gone now. So, Damian Williams is definitely the clear-cut better fantasy play than Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, I completely agree. In a game where, the game script won't be cool for rushing, especially since the Panthers are like top 5 in that, Kenyon Drake probably definitely sittable for me, no matter what you have going on in your bench. So, yeah, Damian Williams, absolutely the play. Jarvis Landry, Devontae Parker. Must plays in my book. No practice for Parker again.
Yeah, he'll play.
Yeah, I think he'll play too. I think it's just precautionary. So if they're both active, you're playing the shit out of them because Cutler will sling it to them, do whatever they need to do to have fantasy relevant games for sure.
Definitely.
And then Don, do you buy the Julius Thomas game?
No.
I don't either. Just trying to fish a little bit there, but definitely not. I would not play Julius Thomas.
You are deep
Jermaine Gresham. Oh, yes, Jermaine over Julius. Let's sling it over to the Panthers. Cam, I'd play Cam. I like the matchup.
Yes, you have to play Cam against.
Yes, for sure. And Cam has been rushing a lot more. I think he's been averaging 8 to 10 carries in the last 3 games that they've played. So they're rolling out Cam. What's up?
He feels better, man. He's ready to run.
Yeah. Also dunking touchdowns on people, which I love. That was some sweet ass shit. Love that. So Cam is back in effect. Still hasn't shaved that fucking awful goatee, but that's whatever. Different podcast. for our hairstyling and beard styling, starring Don and Walsh.
Oh, yeah.
Don with the beards, Walsh with the hair. Now that I've cut mine, Walsh has inherited the best hair on the podcast.
That's right. It's already grown back, man. I could see the
I got the fins, dude, at the back. I got the mullet growing. It's awful.
Yeah.
Fucking trailer park trash shit over here. I got to cut it or grow it.
I can just envision you at the barbershop being like, or maybe you go to like a
salon.
Super cuts. It's just
chain? You think a chain is going to touch his hair? No
just,
way. Salon.
Do what you think's going to be good.
Give me a style that you think would look good. That's how I do my cuts, man. Cut and color, wash.
I'm sure
anyway.
You get the wash.
Clean me, please. But we'll go to the fucking running backs here. Jay Stu, holy shit, drop him for fucking anything, anybody.
Dropping it, so please drop him.
Yes, negative fantasy points along with Willie Snead last week. I think they're both droppable dudes. So the dream is over for both. And Christian McCaffrey is definitely the dude.
Yeah, he's great, especially if you have him in PPR. He's I have him, and it's awesome.
He rules, man. He is very good. Definitely one of the big hits in the rookie class amongst the pretty big hits of Hunt and Fournette. So you're a winner if you took him, and he's been great every week. Honestly, he's had the floor, definitely the ceiling. So he rules. Keep playing him. Devin Funchess, their inherit number 1 since Calvin Benjamin left. Must play. And then Curtis Samuel seemed to do better than Russell Shepard last week. I think if you're in a bind, he's an interesting upside play. He's got the floor now, which is, anywhere from 5 to 8 points. And then the ceiling for his big play breakout could be interesting. But, again, you got to be real fucked to do it.
On to more exciting news. Greg Olsen should be returning soon.
That's way more relevant, Don. I think he's ready to return week 12. Walsh and Matt hit this as well. If you can afford to pick him up and get ready for a playoff push or dig out of the bottom of your league to, hopefully clinch the playoffs at some point, not a bad pickup at all. Definitely, like how we were talking about, we're done with stashes. This is the kind of stash that is totally fine because, he's a superstar returning from injury. And if you can get him, go get him.
Definitely.
Hey, Don, that's it, man. We made it. We're going to pick this game and we're done. So who you got?
Panthers, dude.
Ooh, I was going to.
I was hoping for it. I need a Miami win. I need a Devontae Parker.
Jay Cutler,
No.
No, you just want every other player to do good, but not Jay Cutler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not possible. So I'm also going to go Panthers, though, if that helps.
I need the QB of Miami to do decent enough to make Devontae Parker and Jarvis Landry do good. Yeah.
Sad, man. But we have fucking done it, Don. We're done. We made it. It's I don't think we hit Titanic or Avatar runtime, but
we'll have to check with Cam on the Titanic thing.
Oh right. Oh shit. What was his quote?
I don't know, something stupid about the Titanic floating when it definitely didn't.
Right.
It's like sailing away in the Titanic when
the Titanic had to sail on because nothing bad happened in the middle of the ocean for that one. So Cam has had a bad press here, to say the least.
Not his best.
Definitely not. I think it has a lot to do with the goatee, as we addressed before. But again, you guys will tackle that on the other podcast.
The chin hair.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Really disgusting. But we're done, everybody. You can leave. We're definitely going to leave. We're going to wrap this up.
Are we?
We can hang out, but
I've got beer. People yell at me.
Everybody yelling at Don in his bachelor pad.
That's not that quite bachelor.
You are a bachelor in a pad. 2 facts.
With roommates.
1 roommate. Well, 2 roommates.
Depends on what you consider roommates.
Then definitely two.
One is definitely one.
Then two for sure. Roommates plural, absolutely. We're out of here, guys. Thank you for checking us out. Review, of course. Give Don the self-esteem boost. Give him the 5. Tell him what's up. That he's pretty and adorable and hot.
12-pack. Cole Beasley over.
Terrence Williams is definitely gonna do better, but yeah, that's
You're an idiot.
yeah, whatever, dude. fuck Cole Beasley and his dumb 2 touchdown games. We're out of here, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Or if you didn't, I don't even know who's even hearing this. So have a good day. Have a good week. Hope you win. If you guys have any questions at all, shoot it over to us. We'll answer it via email, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want. We got you guys. So thanks for hanging out, and we will catch you next time or whatever. See ya.
This has been Let's Talk Fantasy Football. Thanks for listening.